Hi everyone, this is Emmanuel for Modular with Love. Today we're going to have a look at the bass drum by PH Neutre. So the bass drum is 8 HP and it's, as the name says, a bass drum module, but usually when we think of bass drum module we think of lots of control, we think of lots of CV, but this one is different. So at first I was like, this is interesting. I really like bass drum modules. I really like drum synthesis, and this wasn't necessarily like the kind of module I was after, but I was intrigued, so I decided to give it a go. So what this turned out to be was an extremely versatile module. You can make a lot of different sounds with it, and you can really make it do whatever it is that you want. So without further ado, let's have a listen, right? So here we go. So now there are just the trigger input and the output, like in patch points. You have a pitch, resonance, you have a click level, you have a click tone, you have an impact switch. So we're going to check this out. We have a limiting switch with 6 positions. We have a pulse width control, so that's something we're also going to get into, and a main level. So let's start with the pitch. So the pitch, basically, it's the pitch. So the resonance is kind of the decay envelope. We have the click level. You have the click tone. Like all of these controls, actually what they do, they don't act on just one parameter, they actually act on several. So you have some filtering going on, you have really a lot of sweet spots to get depending on what kind of tone you're after. Alright, so now we have this switch, right? So this switch definitely makes a difference. So I'm not sure exactly what def means anymore. Like Christian, the guy who built this, he told me on the phone, I don't remember, but this is definitely harder. So let's go for def means definitely harder. And then the limiting switch. So the limiting switch, what it does, it kind of constrains sonically the kick. So now this is an interesting control, because you can actually set the kind of impulse that goes into, like, excites the kick circuit. So you can have it really soft, really smooth. and as you go in the other direction, it's going to be harder. If you go to the maximum, actually reverse, and you have the main out, you can have it saturated a little bit. So maybe the kick is a bit lonely, so let's add some hat. Alright, that's better. As you can hear, you can get a really wide range of sounds that are really all extremely usable. So, like if you want a kick that you can actually play, for example, when you're performing live improvisation. So this is the kind of module you want. You don't want like 1,000 controls. You want everything under your fingers, so you can just switch it up, tone it down. So this was the kick by Neutre Bass Drum, and seriously, for the price that you're paying, this small module, it doesn't look like much, but you really get a great bang for your buck, literally. It sounds like it's totally analog, it sounds really meaty, and you can really play with it. You don't have to learn to read a manual for hours and just to figure out how to get a good sound. You just plug it in, turn some knobs, and you know. I just wanted to touch on a few things with you. I also got this switch multiple. So it's basically like a regular multiple, but you have the LED lights that show you, if you're into A or B. So it's really helpful. So this is already the older module. Like the new module, what's going to happen? It's going to be the same right here, but then you're going to be able to like split it in half. And like, all right, I guess everyone is quarantined right now, so you cannot actually order them right now at the time of this video, but you can place like pre-order and get them delivered once everything is settled down. So you have the new version that will be like 2 halves and also like 1 whole. You have the 1U version, and you also have like the buffled multiple. Like, seriously, like this French manufacturer, like PH Neutre, like he's really like passionate about, you know, making nice module, usable module, musical module. They're not expensive. They're really, really cool. They're not that big. Like the mixer I've reviewed already. You have the, you know, attenuator that's really complete and small. You have the multiple. You have the kick right now. There's going to be a lot more new modules from this manufacturer. So I definitely recommend you to check what he's doing out. So I'm going to put the link in the description. All right, so let's get jamming, shall we?